Hi guys, it's Clarice. Welcome to another one of my tutorials. Today I am going to do a really quick tutorial on how to do fall foliage. This is what I had in mind. I am going to be using fall type of colors. I have picked a couple. Feel free to pick any fall inspired colors that you might like or are your favorite. And so let us start. A lot of this tutorial is based on making, trying to find the right words, making it look like, making the background kind of filler foliage look like a shadow. So kind of like these leaves right here, or buds off to the side. The yellow stuff as well, which is also kind of like accentuating flowers that are could be like baby's breath or delphiniums if you had them in there, I guess. But yes, you have your main flowers that are the bursts of color. You have your spine, and then you have your stem, and then you have the other color, the other foliage in the background, which is not supposed to be on the forefront. I find these make for great patterns and abstract patterns, and you just have a lot of fun blending the colors. So I figured let's do a really quick tutorial on that. Now I've shown you an example where it's all put together, but I'm just going to show you how to do the one, and then you kind of run with it and infiltrate your own, okay? So I have some colors set up here. I'm using my number 4. I'm using the number 1 Squirrel Mop, and then I am also going to be using the number 9, which is a regular. And I have these others on the side just in case I need to use them. I might end up using this brush right here, which is like the Wave Water Media. Someone had told me what this brush is called, and I forget again, but it's rounded at the top. And it's a number 4. So that's just on the side if I want to use it. So let's get started. I'm going to use a very dark color for the stem. I'm going to draw that out first, and then I'm going to keep my color handy on the side to put in the flowers and the leaves on the stem as we go. All right, so I am using my dark, I think this is like a gray, blue, black color. And I am going to start off keeping this ready, and I'm just gonna have the stem start off like that, and then I am going to take this, get some of the red, and just start doing my flower right away before it gets dried, and just putting concentrated colors in the center. And then I'm going to take this brush right here, making sure it just has water, oops, and just do that to the sides so the water spreads the color out and gives you some interesting formations. All right, something like that. And then making sure that this is still fairly saturated with the black, I'm just going to extend and create leaves. Touching leaves, or just maybe even tapering off leaves, but leaves they are. All right, then I am going to make sure I continue and do the flower bit here as well. And this time I will add a little bit of water to this first. So it does that, and then I'm going to go in and put in my red and just create what I would call I guess, a bulb that's flowering, and then create more. I'm adding a little bit of water to the black, and then just my red. All right, so that's how I would do that. Now you want to introduce some of the orange and stuff. That's also easy to do. I would just kind of extend, because remember this is abstract, so it doesn't have to really make sense that, oh, this plant is flowering all sorts of colors. Why? Not needed to be explained. So I'm just gonna use the same, dip it into the orange and do this. And then I might not want to do another orange here, but I might want to spread this out a bit. So I'm just taking water and I'm just adding it in. I love seeing the little fanning of the colors out there. It just tickles my fancy. And then again, you can just have more leaves fanning out from here if you wish. And I would just do something like this. Adding more water. Maybe even making it a lot lighter than the others so you can kind of taper off. Because if you have different variations of leaves, that's kind of like a nice romantic look that you give to your pattern, I guess. Then I am going to continue with the extension of this. Just to show you what I meant by the flowers, the leaves in the background that are like dark. And then I'm adding a little more water in there to kind of have it blend from the top in, and so from dark to light and very loose. So you see that? I love that kind of effect, and then you have that pop of color. It's just so pretty to me. I'm just going to extend more here so you have more of that feel. And this is essentially, you're just dabbing your brush and you're trying to get more, so from dark to light, so you add a little more water every time you do it and you get this effect, which is so pretty, in my opinion. And then you can always, like the little bursts of color here and there, which kind of give it that nice sophisticated look if you don't want to have too much color going on. So again, I'm going to do the flower one more time the way I've been showing you. So I do my stem, I add my color, my water to the black, just so it blends in. That was a bit too much. And then I'm going to go in with my color. It's actually, you should start from the center up, not the way I just did it here. There we go. And I'll just extend the sides by adding water to the edges. Oops, this had some of the black in there, but that's okay. And then you can just kind of taper off by having a couple of what's meant to look like buds. Yeah, and yeah, guys, this is how you would essentially do like a shadowy watercolor fall inspired version. Yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I hope you found it useful, and it's not as time consuming, so you have a lot of playing around to do with the color and the blending and whatnot. You can actually have a lot more fun if you even kind of try to, for instance, let me just show you this really quickly. Sorry, I know I was ending the tutorial and now suddenly I want to start it up again. So let's just say you're extending, oh, I have lots of color coming here. Say you're extending this out and you want to give it some color. Let's introduce like a green. It would also be nice to kind of get this area slightly damp and then have your green in there. I would probably pick a darker green because the transition is nicer with the black. If you go darker, okay, I'm not getting enough color here. What's going on? And then that's also a very pretty look. So play around and see what you can come up with. But this is literally how you would create something that's like extra loose and just very flowy in nature, I guess. So you see how you can just direct the water and then just make it, give it movement almost. So that's kind of nice and pretty. And if you want, you can go back in, extend your black to show that it's like connected to the leaves. And that's a very, very pretty look. So I hope you guys have liked this, and I hope you have gained some information from this blending. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions or just comments in general, please feel free to comment below, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.